Hi there, you're watching Time Warner Cable's local edition. This is the Sacramento Report. I'm Jaime Garza, joined today by Senator Curren. Good to have you as always. Nice to see you. We're going to talk a little bit about the arts because you are the chair of the Joint Commission on the Arts. We live in California. We are the capital of the world of entertainment, and yet we see a lot of cuts to music, to theater, to things like that, and yet those are critical subjects in terms of helping our kids perform and help our economy perform.
Absolutely. You know, the arts, I think for too long is thought of as just a nice sort of dressing on the cake, and it's nice for aesthetic value and makes us feel good. But it's also a real tool for economic development, and we should be doing more to encourage our young people to appreciate, to enjoy, to excel in the arts. We should be supporting amateur and professional artists and venues as a way of really enhancing the economic development of the communities we live in. And so I think the state has a unique role to play, working with local communities, making resources available, providing incentives that can really help the economy move forward.
Well, a lot of people are going to say, you know what, and we've heard this over and over again, why waste your money on those when we need the basics? We need arithmetic, we need, we need reading. But in fact, the studies have always said a kid who does well in music does well in math and some of these other subjects. Kid who does well in the arts in terms of theater, acting, does well in public speaking, does well in writing, and translating those things into other areas. But they seem those are the first places we cut. Yeah. And it just surprises me when we have the motion picture industry right here in our state, some of the most creative, most brilliant people in the world.
That's true, and the arts education is so important for laying that foundation, making young people appreciate it and develop the kinds of skills that they can use professionally. And so it is very short-sighted that we cut these funds, that we cut the programs, and that we don't provide opportunities for young people to grow and excel as an artist. And I think, as you rightfully pointed out, unless we have that focus, we're really not a complete society. And increasingly, the arts has to be looked at as, I think, as a tool for economic development, creating jobs, creating businesses, not just those who are performing, but for those who provide services.
Yeah, talk a little more about that, because we were talking about that. You have that trickle-down effect. You start at one place, but there's so many people, and we're interacted so much like a puzzle.
That's quite true. In fact, when I took over the chair of this committee, it had not been convened in about 5 or 6 years in the Senate. And one of the first hearings we had was looking at the arts as a tool for economic development, and heard from artists, museum operators, dancers, the motion picture studios, writers, electronic arts artists, talking about how the jobs they perform and the small businesses that they support. And so it really does provide a trickle down and a real spur for economic development in these communities that we serve as well.
And speaking of economic development, right now with the budget still being held in the balance here and trying to figure out where we're going to so-called cut again, some of your colleagues have said we need to look at this in a whole new light.
Yeah. Well, I think we are going to do that. I think there are going to be some structural changes. I think we're going to have to really tighten up the role that the state government plays, pushing more responsibilities down to the counties, to the cities, providing them with resources and an ability to perform those services. And we've got to be much more cost effective and much more accountable. And so I think that while these cuts are very painful and the transition is very difficult, I think in the long run it's going to benefit the citizens of California.
You said a key word there I think taxpayers want to hear, and that's accountability. We have 10 seconds. Do you think we're going to change business as usual?
Well, I think we have to. I think citizens are demanding it, and I think the times are calling for it. And being accountable is part of that process, and I look forward to it.
Senator Curren, it's always good to have you, and good to have you at home as well, watching Time Warner Cable's local edition of the Sacramento Report.